Bold and the Beautiful puts Lee Finnegan as a crazed woman now that Bill Spencer is in the picture for her sister on the CBS soap. So what is Lee's deal with her sister and niece, as she seems to spew nothing but hatred when around them both? Since Luna Nozowa, Lisa Yamada, landed in Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda has been on a mission. That's to send her back to where she came from. But then when Poppy Nozowa Romy Park showed up, that mission turned even uglier. So just when you thought that Lai couldn't become meaner, she developed an even nastier level. And that happened this week on Bold and Beautiful. She immediately lost it once she heard a name. Once Bill Spencer, Don Diamont, was mentioned in the same sentence as her sister, Poppy, Lee Finnegan went wild. Lai blew a gasket when she learned that her sister slept with Bill. It didn't matter that this happened many years ago. From her reaction, it seems she dropped a clue that she has some definite beliefs. It's almost as if Lai thinks that sexual relations outside of wedlock boil down to pure evil. Bold and the Beautiful fans saw the same type of reaction a while back on B&B. That's when she learned her husband Jack Finnegan, Ted King, strayed. Of course, she was devastated to find out how her son came to be her son. She was mortified to learn the baby came from her husband via Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown. But it seemed as if there were more to it than that. She went into a tangent as if sex was filthy. So is it her sister that has her all twisted inside? Or is it the act of doing the deed without a marriage license? It seems Bold and the Beautiful recently adopted some different morals for their characters. The same kind of values you'd find in the 1950s, especially when it comes to deeds done in the bedroom. This week, R.G. Forrester, Joshua Hoffman, planted a seed in Luna's head. He talked about the timeline for her mom and Bill Spencer's encounter 2+ years ago. He suggested it was just more than a few dances at a rock concert. It took Luna some time to figure out what RG was getting to this week on Bold and the Beautiful. But when she asked if he was by chance referring to her mom and Bill hooking up all those years ago, she cringed. It looked like that sounded so dirty to her. Then there's Lee Finnegan, who talks about sex as if it were something horrible outside the sanction of marriage. So, Bold and the Beautiful went from those steamy scenes between Hope Logan, Annika Noel, and Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, to a week of looking at the act of bedroom, intimacy as taboo. Or at least it seemed to start off that way. Well, the soap has done everything but hit their characters over the head. It sure looks like the script leads to Bill Spencer being Luna's father. Or is this just a way of setting up a big twist in the storyline? Who knows, maybe all this friction from Lai has to do with something that hurt her in the past. This is Bold and the Beautiful, so maybe Jack Finnegan is Luna's father. Or at least Lee Finnegan might suspect that he is. After all, Lee Finnegan broke down that day when she told Poppy it was so unfair that she could birth a child when Lai couldn't. Maybe it's something she suspected all along. And if Bold and Beautiful decides to pull some DNA that proves that Bill is her father, maybe Lee Finnegan will relax a bit. But the most bizarre part of all of this is Lee's over-the-top insistence that both her sister and niece stay away from Steffi's family. It is almost as if there's something she is hiding. But Lai worries it will come out if her sister starts to rub elbows with the Forresters. So, with the morals and standards of over half a century ago in place this week, it's hard to see where the soap is going with all of this. At this point, it is almost impossible to imagine Bill Spencer is not Luna's father. But everyone involved acts like a bedroom romp for Poppy and Bill all those years back is too horrible to think about, although Poppy seems to get a kick out of throwing it in Lee's face. And speaking of Poppy Nozowa, she seems to have her own private thing going on when Bill Spencer mentions how fate brought them back together. Don Diamond did an interview recently, and he is having fun with this new storyline. As far as Luna Nozowa being his daughter, he doesn't know where that is going. Or if he does, he won't say. but he did suggest he'd love to see Bill with a daughter. So it seems that even though Bill might have found himself a family he spawned at a music festival all those years ago, you just don't know where this CBS soap plans to take this storyline.